Why did I stop driving this car? Why? That's a whiplash. This is getting me so pumped up. I'm in this car right now because, as you guys know, we just ordered the brand new McLaren 750S. Not any 750S, we did the actual MSO bespoke session, which was really awesome. If you haven't seen the video, click on the top of the screen right now. Check out the video if you haven't seen it. It is the most in-depth video about the McLaren 750S on the internet. We got to meet up with some of the head personnel from McLaren Special Operations. With the team, we designed our own livery and spec for the 750S, which is going to be, from what I understand, from what the dealers say and other talks online, it will be the very last gas-powered only McLaren. In my point of view, under the body, what we're finding are just so many similarities between this and a 765. It's got the same 6mm wider front track as the 765, upgraded suspension, also a brand new spoiler that's the same dimensions, I believe 20% larger than 720, which matches up with the 765 rear spoiler dimensions. We can get the same louvers on the front fenders that dissipate air to keep the front end squatted so it doesn't lift up. That is directly off the 765. Literally, our car looks like a 765 LT, in my opinion, but we have brand new technology. I've been hearing comments and questions about, well, why didn't you just buy the McLaren 765? Well, the reason why is because, first off, they're going for a lot over sticker. Secondly, I feel hesitant because it is such an expensive vehicle. It is much more expensive than my 600 LT. Therefore, having one without warranty does frighten me. It's right there with the 765. 0 to 124 miles an hour is 7.2 seconds versus 7 seconds flat for the 765. In a real world environment, even though it's 0.2 seconds off for that metric, I think they will probably be neck and neck. And I have brand new technology out of the Artura. It seems like the next logical step up. The 750S is aimed at the 296 GTB, and from what I understand with the metrics I have learned so far, it's going to be taking down the 296 GTB. All right, just found a spot right here. Now, I have some really big news I got to share today in this video. I'm forced to sell half the collection, I think. Cars are going to have to go. Cars are going to have to go to make room for the new additions, plural, to the channel. Because, as you know, we keep wanting to get faster and faster and faster. There's a lot of new cars on the horizon. Let me get outside in the sun. Okay, so here's the deal. We have the new 750S coming in. The 750S, as you know, is not a cheap car. It's in the same price tier as a 765 LT. It is. To get that car, we're gonna have to move some stuff around. Plus, we've all been seeing the spy shots recently, right? Chevy's testing out new mules. Is it the ZR1 on the street? Does that mean that we're gonna see the ZR1 by next year? I hope so, because what we saw up in the past was that the Z06 prototype mules were spotted on the street about 1 year, I believe, prior to them actually coming out. This is gonna get really hard because I don't know what I want to sell yet. What do you think we should do? I mean, should we sell the 600 LT? Should we sell the Z06? There's a lot of options out there we can do. My main goal, my main mission is to keep getting faster on the track. Vehicles have their limitations, right? You can max out your potential in a vehicle. It really gets me excited, but also sad because I don't want to see anything go. For example, like the 600 LT, I love this car. My first official supercar, shoots flames. It's just, it speaks to me as a driver. We have to start figuring this out. So I want to get your opinions. I can't wait to buy the ZR1. That is one car I just can't wait for. As you know on the channel, we have two main specialties, right? Getting these vehicles to share what the ownership experiences are like so you can experience them firsthand through your screen on your telephone or your computer. Also, the second main thing we do on the channel is test out new vehicles. The journalist route of testing out the brand new latest releases, putting down lap times and comparing them. We're balancing two things. So please don't think that if I sold one car or the other, don't think like that's the end of the coverage and content on those vehicles. I really do think that I'm gonna have to make a decision sooner than later I'm announcing it here because it gets me thinking, and I want to get all of your opinions and feedback down below. We got to sell something. I think the biggest things that I'm excited for is first off to experience that kind of thrust on tracks like Big Willow, also Laguna Seca, because the 765s can hit over 150 miles an hour on the straightaway at Laguna, for example. I hit about 140 in the 600 LT. Big Willow, the 765s hit like almost 170. It's unreal. I do believe that braking will be better too, because you have the air brake slowing you down. The hydraulic suspension is technically an upgrade, and I can't wait to get the latest generation of that. Same suspension track as the 765. The aero is not as much as the 765. It doesn't have as much downforce. I believe in total it's got 15 to 20% less downforce, but it has a different tuning when it comes to the aero balance. This one really tries to favor a more progressive balance. That is what the engineers said during their release, at least compared to the 720S. So you have 5% more downforce, but you have much more equal center of balance for the downforce itself. The 720S, when tuned, I mean, they're putting down lap times right up there with a 765 LT. I don't think we're going to feel the detriment of the lower amount of downforce as much as you might think, because the 600 LT compared to like the 620R, yeah, the 620R has more downforce, but the 600 LT can beat it in terms of lap times. Even though the 620R has a bit more horsepower, like 20 more horsepower and more downforce, the 600 LT has beaten it on a lot of track tests, because they're saying this car doesn't have to deal with as much drag as the 620R, and it's easier to drive. I think on any given day, the margin will be very, very small, and you'll have new technology, the latest gen tech. Oh, it's gonna be fun, and a new warranty. If I could keep cars for the rest of my life, yeah, I totally would try, but I'm too young for that. And my job is to keep sharing with you guys the latest and greatest releases. So ZR1, definitely I'm buying that car. The latest McLaren, oh, definitely, or other cars coming out that intrigue me and also you guys as an audience. You only live one time, and that's one thing that I really do say a lot. Vehicles have their limitations, right? You can max out your potential in a vehicle. We test mainly stock cars here on the channel, the latest and greatest supercars, and we keep cycling them out. We have been for the past 5 years, right? We've gone through the GT350R, done the Super Snake route, the GT500s. We've kept changing it up, getting faster and faster tools for the job to experience and share with you what the latest hot performance cars are like on and off the racetrack. We have to start figuring this out. So I want to get your opinions. There you go, I'm forced to sell half the collection. Please let me know what I should do. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next episode.